Alright, welcome to Just Magic the Gathering. I was at a certain point looking to do a little bit of my daily grind. I had a couple of options available for black-green or creature spells for decks I can play. Yesterday, if I'm stuck to black-green, yesterday I updated my Thin Sultai deck. With having pulled Kitsune's technique or whatever it was. Let me just bring this up here real quick. I pulled out some of my expensive cards. I pulled out my Omniscience and the artifact that allows me to play the cards for free when I scry. Kitsune's technique. So I got this card in my pack opening yesterday, and I was really happy in a way with how it looked, but it's really conditional. For 6, why would I not go with something like destroy all creatures and then mill half your library? This deck was built around being able to basically do the River Churn Monument. I flip half your deck into your graveyard, and then I flip the other half and force you to draw out. Kitsune's technique relies on me having creatures in this deck and being able to sneak it in cheap, or it doesn't rely on it. But if I can't sneak it in cheap, there's better cards for the same cost, in my opinion. But with that being said, there was the Mind Skinner. I mentioned it before that I've seen a lot of people play this in their middle deck. That's the 10-1 that when the Mind Skinner can't be blocked, and if a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage, and each opponent mills that many cards. So I did have one of the Mind Skinners, and I threw in 3 of the Veteran Ice Climbers. So at this point, I do only have those 4 creatures in this entire deck, which isn't a lot in order to be able to proc that Kitsune's technique. But it can work well, or I think it can work well. The deck is more synergized around milling now than ever before, because I added, it was 5 cards, and that's only 4. I don't know why I was wondering about taking out something like the House Meld and putting in a different kind of control. I don't really have a lot in here that can deal with enchantments, and I'm running green, which is a little surprising for me. I was in a way questioning taking out something like House Meld and either putting in a little bit more like card draw, or there are a couple options that I came up with as far as what I could be spending my tokens on. I did get another mythic token yesterday, and yeah, I did strip this down and add those cards in. And I'm pretty happy with how it looks. The one thing I was actually just questioning here is what I might else have gotten for the nicer lands. I'm pretty sure I don't have any duplication that I haven't thrown in here. Yeah, I don't have any of the verges. But either way, I was potentially looking at doing around with this and seeing how it holds up. I did run 3 matches yesterday, off camera if you will, to just kind of see how it held up. And it won 1, I floundered 1, or I won 1 and lost 1. One of which I probably lost because of my own poor play. I don't know. I have to mulligan this. So I will return my second scry, just because I don't have a lot of options there. They're just playing green. The Final Fantasy green, nonetheless. I was in a way questioning there whether I should have gone for the Veteranized Climber. Topsoil. So, when this creature enters, each forest and tree folk card in your hand perpetually gains tap 2 to add 2 mana. That's pretty nice. And that now he definitely mana ramped. I'll have to remember that one. The Topsoil Turner. Because now he has even more. And without being able to draw into some additional land, I'm in trouble. I was almost wondering there if I should have done Aang's Journey, because he's now at 5 mana. 2 or 2, 4. I mean, that's getting really expensive really fast. Seek 2 forest cards and put them onto the battlefield. How did that work? Forest cards in your hand and library perpetually become 3/4 tree folk creatures in addition to their other types. So, at this point, this is probably his game. He has like 10 mana to my 0. You may put a creature card or land card from your hand onto the battlefield. So, and they have haste. Which is pretty impressive. But without getting into 1 more mana, I really don't have a lot to do. Yeah. Good game. I'm bailing. And I probably shouldn't necessarily be dinking around on decks if I am looking at working my grinding. Because I am definitely going backwards at this point. But I do want to try the deck. I do also have room for my daily. It's not like I actually have to complete one of my rings for the day in order to be able to make it there. See, this looks much better. The Mind Scanner I won't be able to play basically immediately. The Fleeting Effigy. And then he just goes back to his hand. What do I want to do here? Because I can do the Northern Air Temple, just work the mechanic. Assuming he's just playing mono red, although he looks bluish. And potentially turtle heavy? We'll see. Undead Sprinter. If a non-zombie creature died this turn, if you do, it enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. So here, I was just questioning what my best option is. If I go for my blue and my River Churn Monument, he is just going to keep working me. And he is actually playing black. Red-black. The Undead Sprinter. Which I don't necessarily recognize, even though that's from the Duskborn set. And he has the Verge. Alicia, who laughs at fate. So she gets to pull things out of the graveyard. I was questioning whether I should do my Siege or my Oasis. I think I'm going to do my Oasis and hope for some mana. It'll also get me a little bit of card draw up. So, the Fleeting Effigy can come back. And yeah, that's going to be hitting pretty hard. I could at this point House Meld if I wanted to choose an option blue. I'm going to pay the 2 life. I don't know. I should have told it to be green. That was definitely my mistake. Because at this point I don't really have any other options. I can make a mill, which isn't a lot of anything. And at this point he can hit me again for the same that he did last time. As long as he makes it fast, I'll let him do it. Because that's the 8 damage he needed. I didn't necessarily have enough control. And even if I would have gotten my siege out, it wouldn't have done any good. I should have done the house meld to try and get around his Alatia. Because anything that I would have killed, he could have basically brought back. Because he was playing cheap. I don't know. But having brought her onto my side could have helped in a way. I'll give it one more try and see how it holds up. My mill deck was holding up fairly well last time I was playing it. I'm not a huge fan. Because there's not, yeah, I don't have a lot of options for mana. I can't get into the green of my Verge unless I get into a island. The Hinterland Sanctifier. I'll bet he's playing rabbits. Is he going to be playing the Heir Apparent? No, the Split Skin Doll. So when this creature enters, draw a card, then discard a card unless you control a creature with power 2 or greater. So I will play the Temple and the Verge. I was questioning next round I can do the Plaza, the Kiyoshi's Plaza for a mana ramp. I don't really have a lot of the Dollmaker's Shop. Nice. So he's going to start generating tokens when he attacks. And that's going to go back to healing him as well. Go for my land. Go for my forest and a second blue. There's not a lot here that I can do for like my house meld. The Dalkovan Pack Beasts. He's gonna get another token. And that was basically the last thing that I needed. If I can't get it off the board, this is basically his game already. I was just wondering, because the only thing, I mean, I can go for my shrine, my draw shrine, but I don't think this is going to be enough to get me up around. We'll see. Because he is already wide, and he's going to be hitting me for a bunch. He can't finish unlocking the Dollmaker's Shop, otherwise this would already be game. And I'm down to 7. Alright. So I can do something like Vel, which takes the exile target creature. That'll only leave me 2 left. Assuming that he gets mana, I can't deal with his... Yeah, this is his game once again. I can't deal with his enchantment. Depends on what I can draw into here. Grab another island. Grab the end of my basic lands. Play my river churn. But it's already over. He can just... lands, am I right? He unlocks it and he's done. Lack of enchantment control is what that was. Crunchity crunchity. I am churning backwards in platinum. which is probably not where I want to be. Green or black. So in a way, that's the fourth, that's actually would be the fifth game in a row I lost on this deck. So I wouldn't mind at a certain point touching it up or seeing what I can do. The one thing that I also did that I kind of wanted to run was the merfolk deck. I just slapped a bunch of merfolk together into a merfolk deck. I was hoping for one win. I don't know. I probably should swap back over to my token deck and see what I can do for getting that win. Because I think either my lifelink deck... I'm a little disappointed with my updated Sultai deck. That's a little unfortunate for me. And that I need white. This deck is cheap. And it's a little mana heavy. I might actually just roll with it. Because if I don't get a white by 3, I can go hunting with my Eclipsed Merfolk. He's playing black-green. Auto-passing. Once again, I don't necessarily have high hopes that this is going to hold up well. Convoke. So that was actually a little disappointing because I'm playing white cards and I don't have any of my planes needed. Autopay. What I really do need is to get into the more mana. 4/3, no blocks. Next round I can... Let's see what he does. Because I can only do one of the Elspeth Smites. For each elf attacking. Nice. And at this point, my Elspeth Smites do me no good. I can void one of his tokens, which is, going back to this, is a poor use of... Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. What's really, if I can win this, it's going to be very dependent on that Leviathan. So, let's see what he has for control. Destroy target enchantment. It can enter with 3 counters. Whenever this creature becomes tapped. I'm pretty sure this is his game still. It did slow him down quite a bit. Plow through. The one that gains me life, I think, is the better option. Other tapped creatures I have indestructible. And gain 2 life. At this point, I could declare just a void on him. Because he's the one that allows him to keep getting the elf tokens out. Other elf creatures you control. He has to get the damage through in order to be able to have the blockers. Do I just take the sacrifice on the merfolk? I don't have a lot for options. Auto pay. Let's wait for him to name his defenders. I can duty beyond death. And I'm pretty sure that this is going to be his game. Back to other tapped creatures have indestructible. He is going to be able to push through for the 9 here. Oh, and it's not indestructible either. So when they get counters... Oh yeah, that's a good game. So he's not going to attack or whatever. Moving on. I am definitely grinding down in my rankings. The merfolk deck I thought would actually have a fair amount of card draw. What I really need to do is, if I want to win, I just need to play a better deck. Or this is the way where Magic can be frustrating. Like, they want me to get 2 wins a day in order for me to make my weekly objective, and that like barely makes my weekly objective, or 2 wins a day doesn't even get me my weekly objective. And I mean, how long do you spend trying to grind it? I'm not a huge fan. I mean, Elspeth, I need 1 more mana to get into her. As a 3/1, it gets a +1/+0 for each other rat. Authority of Councils. He's playing black-blue, so he can be looking to do the counters. DeFranco Duo. You may mill 2 cards. At this point, I'm going to do my Caretaker's Talent. The Buster Sword. And here I basically have to pop his Buster Sword, which is a little unfortunate for me. I was in a way looking forward to doing the Cat Collector. I was also wondering if I should have tried blocking that damage. I was also wondering if I should have probably done Elspeth there. If I pop my token, go for my health, get my kitty, I now have the 3 and the life gain. And now I can sacrifice my little token for his other one. When this creature enters, target opponent loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent of their choice. Or discards a permanent. I'm going to take the 3 life penalty. That surprises me. So I could... pop 1 more, which will get me more card draw. 2/1. No attacks. I'm wondering if he's looking to do a board wipe. At this point, he only needs 1 more mana in black-blue to do a board wipe. That's a 6/1. So if I do Cosmog, Zenith... I was wondering if I put +1/+1 counters on everything. I think I can actually just end this here. And that is the 1 win I was looking for. My token deck does hold up well. Part of that is being monocolored. I don't struggle with like oh, I have the blue but not the black, or yada yada. So, but yeah, with that, I am absolutely going to call it for the day. But look forward to doing some magic in the future.